Hi guys, Arthur here from Homeowner DIY. Today I am in this commercial bathroom. The complaint here is that the faucet is not getting any hot water. Now guys, because this is a commercial bathroom, it's a little bit different from a residential bathroom. First of all, the faucet here it's a touchless. There's a sensor, you don't actually have to touch anything. The other thing is that the water is mixed together with a tempering valve, so you can't actually adjust the temperature like you would with a regular faucet. But what we'll do is we'll look at our faucet, the setup here, and then we'll look at our water heater, which is above the T-bar ceiling. Alright guys, this is our faucet, so it has a sensor, it's a no-touch. This is what you'll find for a lot of commercial type of applications, and then we'll look underneath. So here we have our cold, here we have our hot. The two mix together into a tempering valve, which is this. So you can loosen this off and then move it back and forth. The idea of the tempering valve is it'll mix the water for you so you have warm water. If you want to adjust it, you can do it here, but this is different from residential. And then this over here, this is our automatic valve. So we have a wire, it also has a battery. So what happens here is from our tempering valve, it comes up over, down into here, and then this is our automatic valve. And then you have your warm water that comes up into the top. Also here we have our cleanouts, our cleanout cover, and then we have our chrome trap. And guys, one other thing is, you see how this is offset, so this is for handicap. Since this is commercial, it needs to be handicap. But guys, this is our faucet, and then up above there is our water heater, which we will take a look at now. Alright guys, this is our water heater. So what we'll do first is I will go over everything that I see. So here is our 1-inch main. It comes across underneath. We have a valve right there, and then it comes over. We have a T that reduces down to 1/2 inch. So this is our water supply for our water heater, and then it goes over down for our faucet. That's the cold side. So guys, we come across, we have our shut-off valve for our water heater. We have a vacuum breaker. We have our boiler drain, and then this is our inlet. Now guys, I don't know why they did this, but at least it's a good educational tool. So on our feed, it comes up over into a trap primer. Trap seal primer. So what this does is, this will periodically allow water to go down to keep the trap there full of water. If this does not happen, you're eventually going to get sewer gas. Now guys, I don't know why they installed this, because this is a thermal expansion valve. So this here going down into the drain is a trap primer. And if you guys look at my electric water heater install video, that is what I've done. So why they put this here, I don't know. But they didn't seismic it in, because this is not the correct way to do this. This was done later on. So I believe that whoever did this never got any permits. And guys, here's our TMP. Our TMP, the bottom here is below the rim of the pan. So what can happen is, and this is, the odds are extremely low, but if your trap was to back up and then you have a layer of water, this is going to be below the layer of water. If for some reason you have a back pressure or a back siphonage condition, which we call a cross connection, you can actually suck the water from here into your potable supply. And guys, this is dangerous, because with that contamination, you can kill somebody. Otherwise guys, our pan drain goes here. This is a continuous vent that goes all the way up to the roof. So guys, that's this setup here. Alright guys, so really quickly, this is our hot, that's our outlet, that's why it says hot here. And now this is where you can see how the TMP is below the level of this. Now, the trap primer has a built-in air gap. That's what these holes are here. But our thermal expansion here goes directly in, and you don't have any holes drilled. So here you have the potential for a cross connection, which supports my theory that there is no permits on this. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do is we're going to check to see if we have power here. Now, I have already flipped the breaker once. It was off. I flipped it on and I still have the same problem. So we're going to check if we have power, which I'm going to assume we do. If we have power, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take off this cover. And then we are going to look at our thermostat and our element. So guys, what we'll do now is the tools list. Alright guys, this is our tools list. So, safety glasses, guys, when it comes to power, electricity, I highly recommend wearing safety glasses. If you touch something live or something happens and you have a pop, it is just so much better, so much safer to have glasses on. We have a volt stick. So guys, this is an electrical tester. This is a dual range. All this does is tells you if there's power or not. We have our multimeter. So for our multimeter, we will be using the 500 volts ACV, which is alternating current voltage. And then we have our cordless drill to take off the cover for the element and thermostat. Guys, as of right now, this is the tools that we need for this job. Alright guys, so we have our volt stick. This is for client tools. This actually has two different modes. So that says it's off. We'll go to the other mode. That says it's off as well. Alright, you know what? Maybe what they did was they labeled the wrong breaker, but what we'll do now is go to our circuit panel. Alright guys, so you see 2426, that is our water heater. That's what it is here. It is on. We'll flip it on. We'll flip it back off. But everything else seems to be in the on position except this one here. Let's flip it on and then we'll go check to see if we have power. It says lunchroom receptacle, but who knows if they actually marked the breaker panel properly. Alright guys, we'll go back to our tank and see what we find. Alright, we're back again. Off. And it's off. Alright guys, what we'll do is we'll take this cover off and then we're going to we'll take our multimeter and then see if we have power coming into the tank. Guys, if we have no power coming into the tank, this is not a plumbing issue, this is now an electrical issue. Alright guys, we'll take out our two Phillips screws. So we'll pull our cover off. Alright guys, so this is our thermostat. So we have a hot wire here, a hot wire here. So you have your two hots there. You have a reset button right there in the middle. It says reset. This is your temperature control for your thermostat, and then this is your heating element. So guys, I'm not going to do this, but if you want to test your thermostat for continuity, what you do is pull off the wires, and I do recommend take a picture if you're unsure, and then you touch these two. You'd have, if you have continuity, you'd have a beeping sound. You test those, they should have continuity as well. And then down here, you should have continuity when you have a call for heat. Alright guys, so right here, this is for our continuity. A lot of times they have this little, I guess it's an omega symbol. But guys, for continuity, with the multimeter, continuity means that there's no break in the wire. So right now, these wires are technically broken, and now they're closed. So when you touch your two, like up here for example, if it's closed, if you have continuity, if it's good, you'll hear that. These two, if you touch it and you get a sound, you are fine. Alright guys, on the inside of the cover, this is our wiring diagram. So we have 1, number 3, 2, 4. So we have our black and our red. It says 120 here. And then we have 2 here. This goes to our one side of the element. This goes to the other side of our element. Alright guys, so our hots are here and here. So we have power. We have power. Alright guys, so what we'll do is we'll take our multimeter, and then this is 220. So we're going to go to 500. So 206, that seems to be. Alright guys, the first thing I'm going to go do right now is I'm going to go flip the breaker 2425 to see if that is the actual breaker for this tank. Alright guys, 24 and 25 is now off, so we're going to check this again. And we have power. So I believe that the circuit breaker must be mislabeled. Alright guys, I flipped off the number 19 breaker. It says no power. I'm going to go back, flip on the 19 breaker, number 19, and we're going to see if we have power. If we do, somebody mislabeled the breaker and the breaker flipped for some reason. Okay, so we have voltage. So in this case, somebody mislabeled the breaker. I don't know why it tripped, but that is what the problem here is. Alright guys, what I'm going to do is we'll put the cover back on, put everything back together, and that'll be it for this. And guys, I'm going to go and turn off the power because I already got zapped once on this one. Alright guys, we're going to put everything back in now, so we'll put our plastic cover back on. Make sure that the power is off when you do this. So that's on. Take our little pad of insulation. Stuff that back in. And then we'll put our cover on. I mean, it can go either way, but I would say leave the print right side up. Alright guys, so we'll test our faucet now. We'll just run our finger in front. Guys, give this about a half an hour. It's a small tank, but I mean, it still needs a little bit of time. And I can feel that the water is warm. So yes, our tank is back up and running now. Alright guys, so that concludes this project. So I think the main takeaway here is, just because you shut off power, always make sure that it's actually off, because I mean, it's so easy to hurt yourself, especially when something so simple as marking the wrong breaker can get you into a lot of trouble. Guys, the time on this job, the time was about an hour. Really, it was running back and forth to the breaker panel to figure out what the problem is, what took the most amount of time. The cost on this job, the cost was nothing. I already had the tools and I didn't have to go out and buy anything. So, I mean, in this case, this would be just a call out fee for this job. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. I hope something here is going to help you on your project when you need to go ahead and do that. Guys, until next time, please hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next project.